Today we are looking at someone who doesn't get a lot of mention here in Luke's Gospel, and that's Joseph. Although we hear more of him in Matthew, but here in Luke the focus is very much on Mary. However, before we move on to the really important events in the stable, it would be good to consider Joseph's role in all of this. Sometimes it's easy to pass him by and almost forget he's there. Even in our modern nativity plays, all eyes are on Mary and baby Jesus, and Joseph is very much in the background. He just gets a mention here in Luke 2 and then again when Jesus is 12 years old, so he's often seen as only a supporting role. But if we take time to look and stop, we will see that Joseph is an important figure, and a lot hinges on his reactions and actions in the Christmas story. How does he react when Mary breaks the news she is expecting a baby? Well, he doesn't react immediately, but takes time to think things through and considers a course of action that would help Mary. In fact, we are told he is a righteous or goodly man. He then has a dream in which an angel tells him the truth about the whole situation, and he then acts on what he has been told, trusts God and marries Mary, as he planned all along, despite what others might be thinking. In doing so, he takes on the responsibility of being a father to Jesus, even though we are told Jesus is really God's son through the power of the Holy Spirit. That's a bit like adoption, taking on the role of a parent to a child you don't actually have a biological connection to. But Joseph did it because he knew it was the right thing to do. Throughout Jesus' childhood, Joseph works hard with his hands to support the family and reacts quickly when the news reaches him that it's unsafe to stay where they are, as Herod is on the search for Jesus. He is prepared to uproot his family and home, and all that means so he can protect the child that God has given him care over. So you see, even though Joseph isn't centre stage, he still plays a very important role in these events. And each time he's needed to do something, he is there, ready to help and step up to his responsibility. You could say Joseph was the right man in the right situation. God chooses wisely, and Joseph was God's choice, and because of that, Christmas isn't cancelled. It wasn't cancelled on the first Christmas, and it isn't cancelled this Christmas either. Maybe there's a bit of Joseph in you. You're often in the background, working hard to hold things together and support everybody else, quite happy to be overlooked and play the supporting role. But we have a God who sees and notices things that others do not. And maybe this Christmas, it's time for you to start to notice the God who notices you. Maybe it's time to see that God would like to be part of your story, like he was very much part of Joseph's story. Christmas is all about the gift of Jesus, and Joseph was given the job of looking after that gift. Perhaps it's time to think again about the child that Joseph so carefully nurtured all those years ago, so you could know the gift of Jesus in your own life today.
There are 7 sleeps till Christmas. Yay!